Welcome to the sixth episode of Indie and Music Industry World. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Woods.
Yeah. How's it going? Thank you so much for starting my conversation with me.
No
You're
worries, man.
incredible.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, how's it going?
It's going well, man. It's going well. A lot of work.
Yeah, you know, congrats for your amazing music, because you're dope.
Thank you so much.
I let you free to talk. Do you want to tell me about, Cold as Ice first is the smash.
Thank you so much, man. And Cold as Ice was actually the first time I've ever released a ballad. I didn't think I would ever do that. The whole idea with my artist project was that I was going to bring like EDM and the dance genre
Yeah.
to Sweden, because it is obviously we've got Avicii and stuff, but we as a country generally don't appreciate, especially nowadays, dance music. Like it never exists on radio. It's very hard to find in a lot of outlets in Sweden. So my vision was to do that through a vocalist that would maybe be a little bit more appreciated. But now that I'm sort of getting more into the part of storytelling, where I'm doing a lot of EDM, I'm doing a lot of house music and stuff for other artists, for other DJs and stuff, I just realized when it comes to my artist project, I just want to be completely honest and I want to be real. And I just find that if I'm able to just completely let go of that need to be in the house genre, then I'm freer to just express my feelings and who I am more plainly, and that's sort of how Cold as Ice came to be.
Yeah, did you feel comfortable about it to have just like a ballad after do a lot of ADM music?
Yeah, it was
How's
very
it going?
Yeah, it was very different. I was very scared to do it. I've had this song pretty much finished for a year, and I just said I'm not gonna release it. I said let's pitch it to Callum Scott, and his team had it for a while, and then we were pitching it all around, and ultimately when we kept getting questions like, oh well, this artist wants it and this artist wants it. But it wasn't that level of artist where we're like, it's worth it, because it's just such a good song. We felt like it has to be with the right artist.
Yeah.
And in the end, we just decided that, okay, I have to do it, mainly because there were so many people around me, including like radio people and TV people,
Yeah.
and all my family and everything, because they know what this song is so personal to me. They were all just like, please just release it yourself. You have to. So after like
Was
a year of
it a
that
good
pressure,
idea,
yeah,
Yeah,
eventually.
totally. I was so surprised because, my friend is from Loudcal too.
Yeah,
I think you know him, Alex.
absolutely.
Yeah, and, he's tried to, but I told him, oh my God, it's cool that you have just like a track like this on a label. Was cool, I can.
Yeah, it's
I'm
new.
totally ready for the Eurovision. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I've got a song this year with MGP, with the Norwegian Eurovision qualifiers. So I'm actually traveling there in 2 weeks, and we're going to be competing. Right now, we're a big favorite to win. So hopefully we can go all the way to Eurovision. Then maybe in a year or two, I can go there myself as the artist as well.
You have to. Which is
Yeah.
your most personal track you've released till now?
I would say
average
before.
track you did. You had such
Yeah,
a great
before
power
this-
on stage.
Yeah, well, thank you. I mean, I think before Cold as Ice, it was Cry, and they're
Yeah.
sort of about the same thing. So Cry is a very like I was in a session with this one guy, and he's like, dude, I just heard Cry. Are you okay? It's like, because
Yeah.
it's so obvious that it's very much like there's not a word in there that doesn't have to be there, and it very much does tell a story. And it is because I got cheated on a lot, and I had that relationship that was pretty toxic, and then getting out of it was really hard because I was still in love with this girl, very much in love with this girl.
Yeah.
And so that's sort of where Cold as Ice came from. So Cry was that first part of being pissed off, and then
Yeah.
Cold as Ice was also extremely personal, even more personal, but it was just a different part of that same breakup. And it was like both of these songs are so personal, so deep, and those are the two ones that have done the best, except for Supernatural. So So I think there's something in it that people want to hear the truth and they want to hear something real.
Absolutely, I think so. Totally. Do you generally start to, start from the lyrics of a track, or maybe have you got in your mind a bit of what you want? How is your process to? Because every artist is different.
Yeah. Well, I do a lot of the stuff I do myself because I am a producer and
Yeah.
a songwriter. So a lot of times I can, like with Cry, for example, I made that completely by myself, and with that song, I literally just like I knew I had this story to tell, right? And I had this idea in my head where it was just like, it wasn't even the story. It was honestly just like, go on and cry, cry, cry. It was like literally that, because I was like, go fuck yourself. Like, it was
Yeah.
something like that. And it was like, it was gonna be something pissed off and something angry. And then I found this guitar riff that I just like loved, which was like, playing it, I was like, okay, this is so happy. So let's make a screw you song on this super like super major chord progression, and that's sort of how that came about. But it's very different. Sometimes with Cold as Ice, I wrote that with two other guys, two really close friends of mine, and we all three had a very different story when we were going into that session, and we sort of melded it together. And then when we realized, sort of when we finished that first session and we had the foundation of the song, I went into the studio myself to re-record the lead vocal so that I got it perfectly, and it sounded really good. And upon doing that, I just like changed all the lyrics. So instead of being a little bit from each, it was just like all my story.
Wow.
And it was sort of like, and I usually don't do that. Usually it's just like I'll change what has to be changed. But for me, it was like, okay, I have to tell this story. I have to finish this, because like the verse was Alex's story, and then the second verse was more Elias's story, and then the rest was my story. And it was a little bit of a like a monster of just like different stories, but it was all in the same world. So I just in that case, we took 3 different stories and we put them together to one. So it's very different. Sometimes it's just a beat. I made a song called Drifting that did really well. I think that's like
it's beautiful. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, and that was a weird one.
You
too,
got that
one,
you had that kind of track. Okay, you can listen. It's a hit. It's a pure smash. This track is more on a radio and for a show as a live show. It's amazing. Have you just performed on the Lollapalooza too?
Yeah. I haven't performed. No, not yet. But I definitely want to. I think the thing with the Lollapalooza, I was actually up on stage because we had a song that was played there last year.
Cool.
That I made for Naus, the guy who did Hungry Hearts and.
Have you just played on a radio too in Europe, outside Sweden? Oh, okay. Yeah. I just contact in Italy if you want, as I can try to put the tracks. Yeah.
That sounds awesome. 100%.
Cool. Absolutely.
I think Cold as Ice is a way for us to reach internationally, because it is a very international sound.
It's amazing.
It's not very. It's not like Drifting, for example, is a very German sound. It's a lot of that house and it's pretty hard, right? So that worked really well in Amsterdam and Germany and even Brazil, but in Sweden it completely flopped. But I feel like with Cold as Ice, it's just like, I know it's weird, but that's what I mean with EDM isn't very exactly. The EDM is not very appreciated in a lot of parts of the world, not in the same way that it is in Germany, especially not the hard stuff. So,
do you think you can seem to do just like more, maybe just try to release another ballad, or how it is?
I think with this I've got an EP coming out this spring. And I think that's going to be released in April. Cool. And that entire album is more pop. Obviously, it's still got these influences from house, like Cry and On My Way. Both of those songs are influenced by EDM, but there is much more core, and it is very pop in the way that I create the song. And then it just happens to be, there just happens to be a 909 clap and a house kick, but it's very much pop track. And we've got 2 more tracks on that EP coming out, and both of those tracks are also very pop. So I think right now the focus is creating stuff that the entire world and Sweden is gonna love, and I want something that the fans really love. They can hear the full story from beginning to end, the entire EP. And then after that, obviously, I'm starting to write up on a brand new album as well, just a 10-track album that I'm hoping is going to be able to come out within a year. And that's hopefully, to me, it feels like that might be, the big break, because it's going to be a way bigger like investment, and more complete songs, with working with songwriters that I know make hits, and really getting this project from being something that I love and that my fans love, to something that the world loves, right? That just can't be missed. That's the goal.
Absolutely cool. I've just planned some new shows there in Sweden.
Right now we're planning a tour for this summer.
Cool.
Right now we've only got 10 stops, but hopefully, definitely.
Okay,
we're going to be expanding that.
I gotta come to see you for sure.
Yeah,
Just
100%.
absolutely.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to do it all with a live band this year, which is going to be really cool. So we're going to take a lot of these house tracks and turn them into something that works with live band. On some of the stops, we're going to have live trumpets and bursts. It's going to be really cool. I want to create an experience for every single person that does it end up coming. I want it to feel like, holy shit, like I have to tell my friends about this, because this was an experience, That's the goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Up to I think that you should try. You can do it as like a European tour. I will try to push your tracks on the in America too. I just got a lot of contacts in a business too.
Yeah.
So I can help you.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate that. Hopefully we can make it
in Italy too.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, I was actually in Italy not long ago at all. I was in Italy. Oh God, where was I? I don't even remember. I was in the north somewhere.
Oh, I think. Well, my city, I don't know. But I'm from Milan.
Oh, you're from Milan? That's where I was. Yeah, I was in Milan. So I was in Milan, and I was at a camp there for a DJ called Swark.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It was awesome. I was absolutely in love with the city. It's just so beautiful.
Yeah, we have just like a lot of music, clubs, as my friend who is a DJ here is from Canada, there's a lot of stuff for people that wants to play,
Yeah.
Just like Rome too. We have
I can imagine.
Yeah. Absolutely. Bro, thank you so much for talking to me about all your stuff, all your things. You totally got my support for everything. You're incredible.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that so much. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too, man. Take care.
Bye. Take care too.